Hey guys, it is Isaac. As a business owner and career-driven individual, should you be working on the weekends or bank holidays or public holidays? This is a very hot topic of conversation that comes up with my clients and whenever weekends or holidays or time away, time off comes up. And in this video, I want to delve into giving you some insight into what the best decision is for you. Should you be working on weekends? Should you be trying to get ahead? Should you be pushing through and doing it and not resting? Or should you actually be resting? And what is the right decision to make? And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Isaac Lewis and I run Lead from the Front coaching program where I help business owners and career-driven individuals avoid burnout from work and build a body they love so that they can finally be proud of who and what they see in the mirror. And in this video, I want to talk about and try and answer that question. And there's a few different lenses in which you could look at this from. And I want to kind of explain the lens at which I'm looking at this from, in that a lot of the people that I am working with are business owners, career-driven individuals who feel that work has taken over. Work has gotten kind of too stressful, too much, and it's therefore having a negative impact on their health, their body shape, their performance, and other areas of their life. Okay, that is the lens I'm coming at this from. So, first of all, I just need to address the elephant in the room. If you want to be successful, you have to work. Okay? Of course you do. You have to work hard. If you are just starting a business or trying to get ahead in your career, it's likely you're going to have to push through and do extra work. After your 9 to 5, for example, maybe on the weekends and utilizing that free time that you have early on, you're probably going to have to. Okay, I did lots and I wouldn't be where I am if I hadn't. However, the lens, like I said, that I'm looking at this from is that for someone who has, maybe seen success in their business or career, they do enjoy work, but they're actually at a point where it's too much, it's too stressful, and it's gotten to the point where it's starting to have a negative effect on other areas of their life. Okay, if that is you and you feel like it's gotten too much, then this video is going to be really, really useful for you. I just wanted to kind of add that in at the start. Of course, when you're starting something off, you're going to have to do it. And if you're still in that exciting phase, like you want to do it, you're not burnt out, you're not experiencing any negative effects anywhere else, and you're actually just really excited to build something and grow something, I relate. I literally have been there and it's an awesome feeling. Capitalize on it whilst you've got it. But if you're starting to experience negative effects, then, listen up. So there's a few things. I'm actually going to sit on the sofa. Just a bit of context. I'm actually sat here doing some work. I'm actually setting up a new platform for my coaching program and moving it away from the other one I was using. So I am actually doing work. The context, it's 5th of May. It's a bank holiday here. And I am actually working, and obviously doing this video, I'm actually kind of doing a bit of work here, and I'm also doing this stuff. But what's really interesting is the type of work that I'm doing. And I want to be very transparent I am someone who has burnt himself out so many times, 3 times really, really badly, okay? And I now help other people avoid that so that they can take that energy and put it back into themselves so that they can look after their body shape, not feel stressed out, not feel anxious and overwhelmed, lose body fat and just feel great in their body again. Now, whether or not you should work weekends depends, okay? And what does it depend on? I think 2 main things. I think your actual current position that you're in, which to be honest, I've kind of just explained there. So that if you're in a position where you are feeling stressed out, burnt out, it's getting too much and it's got negative effects elsewhere, then it depends on the type of work that you're doing, okay? Inside your business or your work, okay, in your career, you've got kind of, the way I see it anyway, I try to simplify things to make it really easy to understand. You've got 2 types of work. You've got business as usual tasks. Okay, these are tasks that come up every single day, every single week. They are the normal. They are the delivering of your service or the fulfilling your role. They are literally the things you need to do that are in the job description. Okay, that is a business as usual task. So a few examples for me is client communication, talking to clients one-to-one, giving support, checking in with clients, jumping on calls, delivering group coaching calls for my community, okay, each week. Those are business as usual tasks. Marketing, putting things out there on social media, emails, things like that. Okay, they are business as usual tasks. The other type of task is like a needle mover, okay, and a project. Okay, so we've got business as usual tasks and we've got needle moving projects. Now, out of these two, this conversation comes up a lot with clients. Like I chat about this a lot. And this is something I always, pose the question to them about. Okay, what makes you feel that you need to work? Are you feeling behind? And this is really important, is that often it comes from this feeling of I need to try and get ahead. I'm feeling behind and I'm going to do this to catch up and get ahead. Okay. Now, this is really important because business as usual tasks are always going to be there. Okay. My role as a coach, working with clients, running my program, I am always going to have to deliver in some way. That is a business as usual task. And if I was trying to get ahead by, say for me, like messaging clients today on a bank holiday when they're probably off, I would actually be encouraging them to respond and therefore create even more work for myself. Okay? Because business as usual tasks are never done. They're never completed. You're never going to send that one last message or think about in your role right now or in your business, what are your business as usual tasks? If you complete them today, they're just going to appear again tomorrow. So in short, no, you shouldn't work on weekends or bank holidays if you are doing business as usual tasks, okay? Because the work is never done. It is just going to continue. Think of it like a conveyor belt or a treadmill, okay? Say, the more productive you are at ticking things off your to-do list, the quicker you do that, the more messages you send out, the more responses you give to people. What happens? It speeds up, and the quicker it's going to come back to you. Okay, so by doing that, you're actually creating more work for yourself by effectively speeding up your response and therefore speeding up the conveyor belt. You just get more productive, but you're not ever getting ahead. It's like a treadmill, and you're therefore just creating more work for yourself because they are business as usual tasks that are never going to be completed. Okay, they always are going to be there. So if you don't set a boundary as to when you stop doing those, then you're going to burn yourself out. Okay? So if you are trying to do business as usual tasks, I'm just going to send some emails, I'm going to, check in with team or clients or whatever it is that you have to do in your business or work, in my opinion, don't. I would not work. Because if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, and you're trying to get ahead by doing that, you're just creating more work for yourself. That could wait until, in my case, tomorrow. Tomorrow is back to a normal working day. And that's when I'll continue with my business as usual tasks. Okay? So if you're doing that, no, do not do that, because if you're overwhelmed, you're just creating more. Okay? If you are looking at the other end, needle movers, okay, needle moving projects. These are things that once you've completed them, they are going to be complete. Okay, that sounds kind of obvious, but once they're done, they're done. And once they're done, you can enjoy the rewards of what that work is doing for you. So for example, just being transparent with what I'm doing today, I am choosing to work today because I have a needle moving project that I really want to get done because I know it's going to improve my client experience and client delivery of the service. Okay, and this is something that actually I have the headspace to do because my partner's actually away camping. It's just me in the house, and I can utilize this time to get stuck into a project, complete a needle moving task, and get it done. Okay, so I'm choosing to do it today because actually it's going to be beneficial. Also, like right now in the past 3 years, I haven't burnt myself out again. So I am not feeling stressed out, I'm not feeling burnt out, and I'm not feeling overwhelmed. So I'm choosing to do a needle moving project that is actually helping me get ahead, because this is something that is over and above my business as usual tasks. Okay, that is really important to understand. So today, that's why I'm choosing to do it. So if you are in that position, and you feel fine, you don't particularly feel burnt out, and you want to do a project, go for it. Okay, that will actually probably be quite helpful. If you are burnt out, if you are stressed out, if you are overwhelmed, and it's a needle moving project that's actually going to create energy for you. Say if you've noticed something you're repeating yourself again and again, and it's very difficult for you to get ahead because you're repeating yourself. That is an example of when, even if you're stressed out, even if you're burnt out, doing a needle moving project like that, that's actually going to free up energy and headspace for you down the line and time, that is going to be a useful thing to do. That is a time when it's actually going to be good to work on the weekend, to work on bank or public holidays. Okay, that is when it's going to be useful because there's an end date, there's a specific outcome that you're going for. Once it's done, and it's like an asset that you can, reap the rewards from moving forwards. And that is actually going to be useful for you, even if you're overwhelmed. Because if you're overwhelmed and you're stuck in the same position, repeating yourself, and therefore it's kind of impossible and it feels like you're stuck in the mud, then you're not ever going to get ahead because you're not utilizing the time when you do have it. And I appreciate that will be hard. I appreciate that will be uncomfortable because you just need the headspace. You just need to switch off. You just need to escape the stress. I completely understand that. But, if you delay it and you continue and you don't change anything, it's only going to get worse. So I would be saying, if it is a needle moving project, like setting up a calendar, like I spoke about that in my last video. And if you want to know actually how to do that effectively, just go to leadfromthefront.co.uk and download my free guide. It's the first step within that 3-step guide. Or I'll link it in the description if you do want that. But if it's something useful like that, like setting up a calendar or creating a client contract that you give to clients that outlines what they can expect so that you're both really, really clear on what to expect, so that you can remove some pressure from yourself because you've kind of addressed it with them. If it is, like setting up a new automation that buys you some time, whatever that is, if it is some piece of work that is going to free up energy and headspace for you, then that is when it's probably going to be a good use of time to actually work on the weekends or work on a bank or public holiday. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, but it just comes down to the type of work that you're doing. If it is business as usual tasks, in my opinion, no, you shouldn't be doing that. You need to enjoy yourself. Why did you start a business, or why are you working so hard in your career? It's likely to earn good money, make a good impact, and create some freedom for yourself. So if you are continuing to do the business as usual tasks, and very often that comes from a pressure or an unclear expectations with the people that you're serving, why do you need to be doing that when they're probably off having a good time anyway? You should just be doing the same. Full transparency, I've been off all weekend, other than today, I'm choosing to work, okay? And usually every weekend I have off, okay? I like to do that. But when I was growing my business, I did work on the weekends to get ahead because it was needle moving projects. I was creating the program that I now run, but now it's set up. Most of the time I don't, but now I actually have a needle moving project that I'm engaging in. I'm choosing to work because that is going to get me ahead. So that is my thoughts on whether or not you should be working on weekends, on bank or public holidays as a business owner or career-driven person. In short, if it's business as usual, don't bother. Have the time off. Otherwise, you're just going to stress yourself out and create more work for yourself and never feel like you're getting ahead. If it is a needle-moving project that you're going to be able to reap the rewards from and is an asset that is going to, create time for you down the line, then definitely go ahead, do it, as long as there's a deadline on it. And it's not going to happen necessarily all the time, okay? And make sure that you're doing it on your terms, that you are choosing to do it. Okay, not necessarily feel like, oh, I have to do this. Okay, I think that's really the big thing that it comes down to, what type of work you're doing and also the headspace you're in. So I hope that was useful. Quick one for me today. I'm going to carry on doing my needle moving project. I really hope you found that useful. And if you would like that free guide, I've dropped the link in the description, or you can visit www.leadfromthefront.co.uk. And if you would like to work with me, or you would like my help in actually avoiding burnout from work and putting that energy back into yourself so that you can get yourself feeling fantastic, optimizing your health, your energy, putting that energy back into enjoying life and your relationships and just feeling incredibly mentally and physically, then drop me an email saying LFTF for Lead from the Front to isaac@isaacjlewis.com. It's all in the description. So yeah, I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you in the next video.